Hello and welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite kind of workout, and that is the fasted workout. We're going to talk about endurance training, zone training, and why it is important for us to keep our body moving. And we're also going to talk about some of the stumbling blocks or mental blocks that we create that are probably keeping us from creating a fitness plan that we can stick to. So welcome. If you're joining us maybe for the first time, I always ask that you take a second, if you're joining us on YouTube, to hit that subscribe button, and then make sure you're also utilizing that little bell icon. That will help you stay in the know of when we go live. I also try to post a little reminder in the community page. So if you're subscribed and you hit the bell icon, you will get both of those notifications. And if you're joining us on Facebook, I also ask the same thing. Please make sure you're following the page. That way we pop up in your news feed as well. I'm going to ask you to take some notes today. So if you haven't done so yet, go grab some notebook, paper, or your journal, or whatever it is you do when you are taking notes on things that you want to start incorporating in your life. Today's going to be one of those kind of discussions. I'm going to be very honest with you guys here today, as I always am, and really help you think through what could be holding you back with achieving all of the things that you say that you really want for yourself. So I always like to take a second to just introduce myself, if you don't mind, especially for those of you who are new here. My name is Diane Parham. I am the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, as well as our Midlife Mindset Shift course. Both of those are currently open for registration. So if you're a graduate of the IF course, reach out to me if you would like to jump into the Midlife Mindset Shift course. My Fasting, Feasting, Fitness, or Trifecta to Aging Successfully course, where we talk about a lot of what we're going to talk about today, is also included in that 6-month group coaching program. And for those of you who are interested in our midlife mindset, in our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, remember, registration is open through the 5th of November or through the 4th of November. And this will be the last class that we have in 2022. We will not be hosting a class in December. So if you've been on the fence, get off the fence and jump on in with us. Okay, so let's talk about fitness. For a lot of people, that word, kind of like fasting or kind of like the word diet, triggers something in our brain. And it's usually a thought that comes up based on something that we have experienced in the past. And so if you are that person, when you hear the word fitness or you hear the word workout, like, where does your brain immediately go? And if you can figure that part out and why it's going there, you will be able to overcome some of the blocks that you have with just treating your body well in a physical kind of way, right? And remember, everything that we do here is for our future self. So what is it that you want to do with your body in the future? How do you want to show up? What do you want to be physically able to do and participate in? And that's really going to determine how you show up in a fitness type of environment, or what I like to call training type of environment today, so that you can have all of that in the future. So let's talk about a couple of things. I first want to talk about the benefits of what I like to coach on and what I like to do, and that is steady state sustained cardio, often called endurance training. You might think running, is what that is for you. And really all steady state sustained cardio is you showing up in a way that you can hold a certain target heart rate range for a specific amount of time. So it is intensity and duration, but it's focused, right? And so you don't have to run to be able to achieve that type of fitness goal. I also like to call this the draining of the tanks. And the tanks that we're really trying to drain when we do this kind of training is the energy tanks, which is what is causing so many of us women so many problems as we're going through this transition through hormonal change, is our tanks tend to get backed up. So the best way to reverse a lot of the things that we're doing, which is what we do with our intermittent fasting lifestyle, is to drain the energy tanks. And we can do that very efficiently and effectively through this steady state kind of cardio. So some of the deeper benefits, and if you want to go into more of the science, I would definitely go and research some of these benefits of this kind of exercise, is the mitochondrial adaptations that take place when you're in this steady state kind of cardio, right? We know that this is an aerobic kind of environment that we're creating, which uses oxygen to sustain what it is we're asking our body to do. And that kind of exercise just creates better energy production. So remember, when we feast, food and nutrients that we take in is energy that we're taking in, and our body is either going to utilize the energy or store the energy. The more efficient your body is at utilizing energy, the better use you're going to make of all of the energy that you take in. We also know that this type of exercise is also really great for helping us with our metabolic adaptation. Who, what woman doesn't want a better metabolism, a better functioning metabolism, right? And this is where the steady state cardio really does come into play there. And again, it's just because we're utilizing energy more efficiently and more effectively. So we're pulling from the tanks when we're in this type of environment with exercise. So we can actually start getting better at how we create that, what I call answer to the ask. So when you're exercising, you're asking your body to show up in a certain way. And the way your body shows up is the answer that you get. We want our body to show up in an efficient and effective way so that we can, in the end, have all the things that we really say that we want for ourselves. So this is like what I want you to visualize in your thought process when you think about showing up in a physical fitness or a training type environment. What's the ultimate goal of what I'm doing here? In anything that we're doing to improve our overall health and fitness, it really is our mitochondrial health and our metabolic health. We talk about metabolic flexibility and inflexibility here, insulin resistance, diabetic states. Those are all functions when you become in that, when you kind of join that category of diabetic diseases, you're just not functioning well here. Well, we know how to function better there, and it is through this kind of exercise. So here's what I want us to think about. Let me get my second note page for you. So there are zones for training. We've talked about that here. If you're in my F3 course, if you're in my Mindset Chef course, we talk about establishing our zones. It comes from our maximum heart rate. You do a calculation, Google it to find out your own numbers and what your zones should be. But steady state cardio is really these three zones right here. Zone 1 is where you kind of get yourself into that warm-up mode. Zone 2 is where we want to spend most of our time. And for some of us, we can even peekaboo into zone 3 if we're really fit and we've been exercising consistently over time. You can kind of hover around that zone 3 and you can push and pull back between the zone 2 and the zone 3. So in an exercise session, for if you're looking to establish this kind of exercise for yourself and something that you're going to stick to, we're going to talk about that next. Here's how I like to run a training session. I really look at what I do in my physical fitness arena as training for tomorrow. So I don't exercise to have a physique goal. I don't exercise to lose weight. I don't exercise for those kind of things. I show up in a training mindset so that I can be my best physical self for tomorrow and the next day and 10 years from now. So I prefer to start out with cardio first. Why? Because it gets those engines revving and you're pulling that energy out. So you're giving the answer to the ask, right? So your body is going to create this demand of energy. And so this nice steady state cardio is going to help put that energy right where it needs to be from your muscles into your bloodstream so that you can execute what it is you want to execute. Fasted workouts where you start with cardio first feel better when you're in that strength training mode because you've just supplied your body with energy that you've pulled from storage or drained from your tanks. Then you'll be have a better opportunity to be in zone 2 with your strength training because you've already, like I said, you've already started the engines up here in that cardio session. So you can get a more efficient workout here. You can recover back to zone 1 and then stretch in zone 1. So here's like a really basic kind of workout session where you can incorporate cardio and strength. But let's say you really want to hone in on that steady state cardio. How often should you do that? What is the intensity and frequency look like for that? So again, if you're just starting out from zero, right? You're like, I haven't worked out for a long time and I need to start somewhere. What I recommend is 15 to 30 minutes in a steady state cardio type of environment. That would be the zone 1 and zone 2. You might peak up to a zone 3 just because your fitness level isn't there yet. That's okay. We're on a mission to fix that. And just start here so you can build the consistency. Prove to yourself that you have 15 to 30 minutes every single day to dedicate to the future abilities of your physique and your body, right? How do you want to show up down the road? And when I say physique, I mean the ability to move parts of your body. So start there, 15 to 30 minutes, and just build that consistency of habits that you can carve out in your day. Then from there, when you build your confidence and you can prove to yourself that you do in fact have time to pay your body back, then I say expand that up to about 30 to 60 minutes a day, as many days as possible. The question I get all the time is, how many days do you work out? I answer the same way I answer when someone asks me, how many days do you fast? Or how often do you fast for 20 hours a day? I work out on the days that I want to show up as my best self. So if I want to show up as my best self here to you guys, I make sure I get a workout in. I worked out this morning exactly the way I'm sharing with you guys here today. I did a 45-minute steady state cardio workout in zone 2 and 3, momentarily in zone 3, mostly zone 2, because I wanted my brain and my body to be fired up and revved up and energized to show up for you guys here today. And I wanted that confidence, right? And that's where working out really does help us build that inner confidence as well. So start here and prove to yourself you can, in fact, commit to it. And then you build up for here to get the best metabolic and mitochondrial benefits over time, right? So the consistency over time is the rule that we apply to everything in our life that we say that we really want. So you say that you really want to have some things, then you have to make sure that the actions that you take are going to yield you this result. This is consistency over time. You start here, you progress to here. Okay, so this is all so common sense. It's not the first time we've talked about this or heard about this, right? So why is it that it's so difficult for us to stick to something when we know the benefits of it? And that's where the fitness mindset comes into play, just like the fasting mindset comes into the play, or the nutritional mindset comes into play. And a lot of times it starts with, yeah, but I heard. Yeah, but I have. Yeah, but in the past. Yeah, but someone said that HIIT workouts are what we're supposed to do. Yeah, but someone said yada, yada, yada. And so we create this mindset of failure or impossibility before we even give our body a chance. So this is where I want you guys to do the work. If you're saying to yourself all the time, I know I need to get back into working out. I know working out is what I need to do. I know I need to create a fitness routine. I know I need to get back into training. I know what I want for my future physical self. Why is it that I'm not just committed to it? You have to do this work right here. Why is it that you're thinking those thoughts? Why is it that you feel like that is something that's kind of always on the back of your mind, or a weight you're carrying around on your shoulders, but you just can't physically show up to get it done? What is the why that's holding you back? And what is the why that you can create that's going to get you to do the darn thing? For me, my why is I do not want to miss opportunities with my future family because I didn't take care of myself today. I want to run around the park with my grandkids. I want to be able to go on cruises with my family. I want to be able to go on a bike ride. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to lift up my, grandbabies or future grandbabies and not have my kids be worried about their kids' safety in my arms. Like, there's all these things that I have for myself that I want to be able to do, and I want to create the best opportunity for that to happen as possible. That gets me out of bed and into my workout clothes almost every day. That why is strong for me. It has nothing to do with performance metrics. It has nothing to do with the size jeans that I wear. It has nothing to do with a weight loss number. It's because I want to show up in a physical way for myself and my family in the future. And that work has to be done today. When are you going to execute your training routine or your fitness or your workout or whatever it is you call it to make it make sense for you? When are you going to do that? For a lot of people, they say they don't have time. And that's just a lie you're telling yourself to get yourself off the hook, because it's going to be uncomfortable to get started. Everyone has 15 to 30 minutes a day that they can dedicate to themselves. I call it my selfish time. I am selfish with my time and how I execute my body in a physical fitness arena so that I can be selfless for others down the road, because my selfishness today is going to allow me to be selfless later. You have to carve out the time. It's not going to magically appear. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The what. What are you going to do? So many people use the excuse of, yeah, but I don't like to run. So don't run. Yeah, but I don't like to whatever. Yeah, but I don't have any fitness equipment. Yeah, but I don't have a gym membership. You don't need any of those things. All you have to do is understand how to get your body to show up here in an effort. You can walk up and down the stairs in your house. I talk to women all the time about vacuum every day. Vacuum every day and create a pump up playlist for yourself to get energized about, and just clean your house every day. Like, lift up things, move things, just be physically active. You can create any kind of environment you want to execute this. You just have to be creative if you don't have extra resources, right? And so just be creative. There's so many things you can do free on the internet today. There's memberships you can subscribe to. You do not need to have a treadmill in your house in order to get a good workout. Drive around your neighborhood, go find yourself a hill, get some walking shoes, and walk up and down that hill 50 times every day. And I promise you, you're going to get into a heart rate zone that's going to affect some really great change for you. So make sure you're not making up lame excuses as to why you can't do something that you say that you really want. There are so many opportunities for you to move your body. Sometimes you just have to think outside the box. And then how, right? The how. How do you do it? What I always say is you just decide that today's the day you're going to start. You just start. You just execute. Don't wait for the perfect day. Don't wait for it to be the perfect temperature. Don't wait for the fact that, you're waiting for your cute little leggings to come in. No, just start today with what you have. That's how you start an exercise program or a fitness routine that you're going to stick to. When you get this part right, all of this part here becomes super easy, because you can't imagine living your life with limitations. And if you don't start using your abilities today, you're going to start losing them. What I also recommend is thinking about functional fitness. There's 4 things you want to think about, especially when we're talking about this zone type of training. Is, can you bend? Can you squat? Can you push? Can you pull? Those are the 4 key elements or ways in which our body moves, right? And that we need it to move. Are you doing the type of movement that's going to ensure that you can continue to move in that way? Can you push your body weight off the ground? No equipment necessary, just your body weight. Can you do that 10 times consecutively? Because if you fall down, all you need to be able to do is get up once. Can you army crawl your way to a telephone if you're down and you can't get yourself up? Can you do that? Can you squat down and pick something up? Can you reach over and pull something towards you? Can you get something down from a cabinet without the fear of hurting yourself? And those are the things that we want to think about when we're thinking about creating a fitness program that we will stick to. You have to think, I'm going to do this so that I can, whatever it is you want to do in the future, I'm going to pick this up 10 times today because I want to be able to do it once in the future when my grandkids come over. I'm going to push whatever it is that you have visualized for yourself. Those are the activities that you want to participate in. You do not have to go do a something or other at a gym in order to get that done. You just have to be creative, or you have to go look for someone who's doing that and take advantage of that for sure. Okay, the other thing I want you to think about and put in your notes is, you do not have to do anything in the physical fitness arena at all, you get to. You get to. No one's holding you to something unless you've asked someone to hold you accountable, right? So you don't have to take that vocabulary out. It's not a burden, it's a gift to be able to move your body. You get to do that. And then you have to want to do it. You have to want to, and that's where this why comes in. And then the need to, again, is going to come from that why. I needed to get my workout in today so that I could show up as my best self for you. I needed to do that, right? And you might need to do some things so that you can execute this why right here. Here's where the fasted workout part really comes in and is really beneficial. When you bring down the intensity, you don't need to amp up the energy before your workout, right? Because we're going to pull that from what we have in our tanks. This is where fasted workouts are so amazing, and why we do, where's that drain the tank part? Why we do the draining of the tanks. If you think about this, the last meal that you consume is the meal energy, or the energy that your body's going to like take off the tanks first, right? So we have to get through all of that energy, that new intake of energy first, in order to really get to where we can drain something. So we take that off the surface. Then you get into what you have in storage, and then we get to really get to that deep draining of the tanks, which is where most of our energy problems come from. That energy that's been stored away for a really long time. So a fasted workout just gets you to this result so much faster, because you start from the drain, especially if you've been in a fasted state for a pretty significant amount of time. So I just want you to think about those kind of things. The more fat adapted you get, so the more your body relies on that storage of energy to kind of get you out of the gates, the more efficient and effective your workouts are going to be as well. So lots of things for you to think about. What I want you to really take away from today is the excuses you've made up in your head are the only thing keeping you from getting what it is that you say you want when it comes to your fitness goals. The excuses you've made up in your head are the only things keeping you from achieving your fitness goals. You have the opportunity to create change. You just have to believe that that opportunity is available for you to do for sure. Okay. I do have a course on this. It's called the F3 course, the Fasting, Feasting, Fitness Trifecta to Aging Successfully. I walk you through all of the mindset things with fitness and what it is that's keeping most of us from achieving our fitness goals. If you want information about that, just send me a message or an email, and I'll send you the link to register for that. And then in that course, I also have you do an inventory of your house. Like, it's amazing how many things we've purchased in the past when we've been sold on that emotional possibility of us achieving results that we've seen blasted on the TV. So I have you go through the inventory of what you have. I'm sure you have a Kathy Smith DVD workout program out there, or something P90X, something like that, that's in a box that you just got to slide into your DVD player. Just because you bought it 10 years ago doesn't mean it's not going to be as effective for you today. You just dust that bad boy off and you just start to use it. It will work for you just as well today as it did back then. Okay, so let's get into the comment section. If there's something that you had a question about in regards to fasted workouts, zone training, draining the tanks, any of those kind of things, pop them in the comment section, and I will make sure that I get them answered for you. Denise, my girl's always the first one in the comment section. I appreciate you. This topic is perfect. I definitely need a plan that I can stick with. Yes, here's the deal. Start today. Do not wait for New Year's resolutions. Do not wait for a challenge group. Do not wait for a Monday. Start today. Start executing a lot of these things that I asked you to think about, right? The mindset aspect of it. This is going to hold you back more than you not having a gym membership. This is going to hold you back more than any other thing you have going on when it comes to fitness. So get the mindset right. Get this right. Think about how it is. Are you judging yourself on performance metrics, like how your body's responding to your heart rate and the ask and the answer? Or are you judging yourself on ego? Well, when I was in high school and I was running cross country, or I was on my track team, I ran X mile pace, and today I can't do it, so I might as well just not work out. No. We don't work off ego. We don't work off ego. And then we want to make sure that we're not looking back to yesterday. We're looking for tomorrow. We're not trying to meet metrics from what we did in high school or college or 20 years ago or whatever. How do we want to show up tomorrow is really where we want to start thinking about where we want to go with our fitness. Amanda, thank you for this refocus today. I feel like with my IF diet, getting my body under control, working out is an easy area to slack on. Well, it's not so much that you're slacking on it. I think you're just kind of depending on your fasting and your fasting and your feasting to create a result, which for most people is weight loss or physique changes or body fat utilization or, some of the healing benefits of it. But if you really want to be strong and physically capable, we have to put this back in. You have to, because your body's just not going to show up the way you want it to if you don't do the work on that too. Leslie, September grad, got back from vacation, had a lot of memory-making moments. Now back on track. I sure do feel the difference. My body just does better on a 20-hour fast. I know. I can agree anymore with you on that one. Shelly, October grad, thank you for going over this topic. You are welcome. Kathy, October grad here, been really focusing on working out in a deeply fasted state, loving the way I feel, just bought myself a Fitbit and getting used to my heart rate zones. Yeah, and here's what it is about heart rate zones. I'll give this little tip that I share with my students when we do this work in the midlife mindset shift course. There's 3 things I notice when my heart rate starts creeping up, but I haven't changed any energy ask, right? The first thing I do is I check my mindset, like where's my mind going? So if you notice like a rise in your heart rate and you don't like where it's going, you're probably thinking about something other than where you're physically showing up. So bring your mind back to your body. The mind to muscle connection is powerful. And then I think about how am I breathing? And then I think about my form. And if I get back into center with those 3 things, everything comes back to right where I need it to be. And I have a much more efficient and effective workout. So make sure you're bringing your brain with you to your physical activity. Ginger, August 22 grad. I made it on time. I love it. Susan, October grad. Can't believe I'm finally catching you live. Girlfriend, I love having you here with us. Elzira, 22 grad from October. Do we have the same results if we exercise at home? Of course. You do not have to physically leave your home to get good results with working out. You just have to do the things that get you good results. So I've worked out at home 12 years now. I've been working out at home. Sometimes I've had equipment, sometimes I haven't. Sometimes I've done like box calendared programs. The biggest thing about getting results is, are you showing up consistently over time? And are you being honest with what your expectations are about what you're doing? And are you working out correctly for the results that you say you want? Right. So those are the things that you have to ask yourself, and then just be consistent. Marion, October grad. My question is about ketones. Measured my ketones with Mojo for 6 months, despite the long fast, clean fast, consistent exercise, and never more than 0.4. I think ketones, right? Okay, so that could be that you're still not draining the tanks efficiently on a 24-hour period. And so I don't know what you were doing before you were in class, but go from where you were in class in October and start evaluating there, not the 6 months before that. So start from October and watch your ketones and your glucose levels kind of improve from October moving forward. And then test at the end of your fasting window as well. How do you calculate the zones again? You get your maximum heart rates, and then you take your maximum heart rate and you multiply it by 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%. Google how to determine training heart rate zones and maximum heart rate. You'll get a calculation. You just do that and pop in the numbers. And then the thing to remember is like weights, weight goals, BMI goals, all those kind of things. They're just general numbers. And so also make sure you are really comfortable with your level of perceived exertion. So if you're working out at a level 2, like a zone 2, but you're like huffing and puffing and can't complete a sentence, that might be too intense of a workout for you and you could bring it back. If you're working out at a zone 3 and you're like, wow, I barely feel winded, right? That just could be that the calculation for you is a little skewed, right? And you need to kind of adjust that for your fitness level, because there is within calculating a maximum heart rate an age component to that doesn't factor in fitness ability. And so that's where you have to kind of also know, like, what's your level of perceived exertion and can you tweak the numbers a little bit? And I think there's some new calculations that do factor in age. So, just be aware of that as well. My maximum heart rate is not what the average is from the internet, because I'm a very physically fit 56-year-old woman. And so I've skewed my numbers to meet what my level of perceived exertion is. So kind of keep that in mind as well. Judy, I've been adding an exercise since April 2021. I do about 45 minutes of cardio every day. And since May of this year, now include about 30 minutes of strength training as well, at least 5 times a week. Yeah, fantastic. That sounds like a great plan for sure. I always feel better in my own skin when I do a nice combination of cardio and strength training for sure. Cardio is my jam. It's my therapy. It's how I keep my hormones balanced out. It's where I'm my happiest 100%. I love it. I will always lean into that. But I have noticed that when I do incorporate strength training, I just feel better overall, and it complements what I do with my cardio as well. So both are very important. Marianne, I am careful about measuring 4 hours after my workout. I have started IF for 3 years and following you for 6 months and got your course last 3 weeks, applying your incredible insight to refine and include the mindset elements that was deeply missing to grow and be free. Yeah, for sure. The mindset part is something we don't talk about enough. It's part of fitness training. It's part of feasting training. It's part of fasting training. It's part of everything that we do. How we think is going to determine how it is we really do feel inside, right? And those feelings we have inside are going to determine how we show up in the decision-making processes that we make. Oftentimes those first two things we neglect to focus on, and then we end up cheating ourselves out of some really good opportunities. So I'm glad you're with us. Farms SMB, I've always been a no excuse consistent exerciser, but now I know I was not staying in the heart rate zones. And so now for the last 2 months, I've been increasing my exercise minutes, increasing my heart rate to be in zone 2, zone 3 for more time. My exercise mindset was why my exercise mindset why is to be able to be strong enough to compete in 5Ks with my family, to be able to spend more time, aka memory making moments with my family. Thank you for explaining this more. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And the thing that we as women want to make sure that we can continue to do is show up for ourselves. I do not want to have to wait for someone to come home for me to physically be capable of accomplishing things in my own home. I want to be able to continue to do that for myself, right? Moving boxes around, shuffling a couch from one side of the room to the other, decorating the Christmas tree, bringing in the groceries, dragging in the boxes from the Amazon delivery drop off, whatever it is. Like, you don't want to fear those simple things in life being something that could put you in harm's way. Lifting up grandkids, 30, 40-pound toddlers. Like, we want to be able to do that and then have our people feel confident that we're still capable of doing that as well, right? And so all of those things really do matter. They really do matter. Atlanta, Lady Leo, I think it is Atlanta, ATL. I've been going back to my favorite Jane Fonda 80s workouts on YouTube, along with Leslie Sansone walk fit videos. 2 weeks and I'm feeling better already. There you go. Dig out those investments from the past. They still will work for you today. You do not have to have the latest, greatest 2022, whatever is coming off the shelves. Go back and dig through your inventory. Don't let that be an excuse of why you can't just start today. Kathy, you've mentioned drinking 100 to 150 ounces of water a day. Is that a number based on studies, or is that your personal preference? Just curious. It's based on the studies from this community. Has it been funded by Harvard or, some journal of medicine? No, it's the feedback we get from women here. That half your body weight in ounces thing is malarkey. Like, you're going to walk around dehydrated. We need hydration in the form of water, and we need hydration in the form of electrolytes. And the feedback we get from women is 100 to 150 ounces is the sweet spot. It's where women start to feel better, when their skin's improving, when they're balancing out their hunger hormones most sufficiently, all the things. And so what you'll need to do is experiment and figure out what works for you. What amount of ounces is where you find you feel your best. Lori, I'm going to make a list of fun things to do to move because I fast at different times within a few hours and I don't want to be stumped. Awesome, Diane. Yeah, for sure. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Figure out ways to move. And when you go out, like I say, well, I'm walking, I walk. How do I make sure I'm getting in the right fitness mindset? There's a posture to everything that we do, right? So when you walk to get to a certain heart rate zone. That means engaging your core, contracting your glutes, making sure your hamstrings are coming along for the ride. How you plant your foot on the ground. Are your shoulders down and pulled back? Are you using your arms to really help you move yourself forward? And when we get into that, the stature, right? Or we get into that like physique type of mindset, our body just shows up in a different way. And you can get the most amazing workout in a neighborhood walk. You just have to make sure you have that fitness mindset coming with you for sure. So yeah, fun things to do are even better, right? Jackie, October graduate, I exercise every day at home or walk. There are so many exercise videos on YouTube. I follow C. Dorner Fitness, and she has live workouts every day but Sunday. There you go. Find someone that's doing it already. Tracy, exercise is easy. Just move any way you can and then go from there. 100%. Start where you are. Don't start where you were. Don't start where you want to be. Start where you are today and then build from there for sure. Miss Jam, nobody said it will be easy. Easy will not get you anywhere but frustrations and regret. There you go. Diane, great course. Take the course. Thank you, my friend. Arshaya, signed up for the November 22 class. Is there a day or time or hours fasted when is best to work out? No, because again, then we're trying to find perfection, right? Well, I can't work out today because someone said I should fast out. I should work out when I'm 14 hours fasted, and it just didn't work with my schedule. So, I guess I can't work out. Work out when you have the opportunity to work out. If you have time in the morning, that's the best time to work out. That might be 12 to 14 hours into your fasted state. If the only time you can work out is after work, then that might be 20 hours into your fasted state. If the best time to work out is after you've had dinner with your family, then you're 0 hours into your fasted state. Who cares? Just start working out, because you're going to have that opportunity to still drain the tanks. You're going to have that opportunity for the mitochondrial and the metabolic adaptations to take place. Like, just do it when it works for you and your schedule, because anything that you're trying to do to make it perfect are going to lead to excuses of why you don't do it at all. So just get it done. Julie, love this today. Really helpful for myself. Selfish choices today and forever. Loving IF and how empowering it is for me and my I don't know what the rest of that was. Judy, to put things into perspective, 9 years ago, I weighed 340 pounds. I never exercised. I'm 61. I am now 170 pounds, 94 over the last 18 months, thanks to the amazing Diane. Well, thank you for saying that, my friend. And thank you for showing up for you so that you can be an excellent model and representation of everything that we do here in this community. I bet you feel like $1,000,000. And now you can move about your life freely and you don't have to worry about a bunch of things holding you back. Judy, I hope you're living your best life, my friend, and we love you here. Leslie, I so needed this today, Diane. I'm out of the door and down the hill. August grad. You're out the door and down the hill. Hopefully that means you're going for a walk. Jackie, step aerobics is such a great way to get steady state heart rate, and it's fun. Yeah, for sure. I did a hike today on my treadmill at 12 and 15% incline. I was at probably averaged about a 78% of my max, walking at a 2.5 speed. I think it was like a 40-minute mile pace or something crazy, right? And this is where you got to let go of the ego part of things and go performance, right? So I worked my hamstrings, I worked my glutes, I worked my core. Like, I got such a full body workout at a 12 to 15% 12 and 15% incline for 30 minutes at such a slow pace. I was drenched in sweat. My body feels absolutely amazing, and I reached all of my goals. So, don't look at those things like your minute mile pace and judge it from what you did in the past and all that. No, what are you trying to get done today? And that makes it super fun. Marianne, when do you suggest doing strength training, before fasting or in AM? Do you suggest doing it in a fasted state? I suggest doing strength training when strength training fits into your day. Don't try to get it perfect. You will never reach that. You will always have a reason to not do it. Yes, I'm experiencing the same thing. Have also lost 15 pounds and taking minerals and vitamins too. I hope it grows back. I think it's something with hair loss or something. You skipped over my question about hair loss. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Does anyone have hair loss? Been fasting since May. And 3 months into IF, hair loss crazy. I'm taking minerals, vitamins, went from 157 to 140. So not crazy change. Will hair grow back? Yes, hair will grow back. If you're not seeing hair growth come back, then it's probably something that's deeper than just the fasting part of things. So hair growth coming back is a good sign. It's just hair loss and it's growing back in. That's a good thing. Vitamins and supplements are always a great thing as well. And if anyone is suffering from hair loss, don't forget that the COVID thing has some of the lasting kind of residual things of having COVID is hair loss, and it pops up when you least expect it. So don't forget to account for that too. Don't always blame it on fasting. It could just be a residual of that. Okay, where did I stop? Let's see. Okay, so I got your question. Denise, September 22 grad, totally needed this. Thank you. Decided to climb the stairs in my house. And as I listened, just be careful. Why did I think it was too hard to get started? Need to measure my zones. And I got this. Yeah, you got this. We do everything in such a convenience way, right? We load all the things at the bottom of the stairs and then we take one trip up. What if you took a trip up and down the stairs for everything you had to get up and down the stairs? And I tell women all the time too, like, is it going to kill you to vacuum your house every day, twice a day? Like if you need an excuse to move, just vacuum your house a couple times a day. Is it going to kill you to mop your floors every day or do the laundry every day? Or like, so we do things, we have our thoughts around these things that are really limiting us from just basically moving our body. So figure out ways that you can just move your body more. And then the more you move your body, the more you're fasting, the more you're feasting well, the better you feel, the more you're just going to want to get up and move your body. It's really amazing how that all connects. I continue to be motivated, inspired by listening to your live calls while doing my cardio. There you go. Dorothy, I feel best when I do strength training in the morning and cardio after my feast. Sometimes that's line dancing, walking. Yeah. So you have to figure out what works best for you. I cannot tell you what's going to be best for you because most of you, I don't know you. I don't know what your life is like. I don't know how you feel in a fasted state. You got to experiment and then find what works for you so you can be successful. Diana, hi Diane. Every day I go for a brisk walk with my trekking poles, about 30 to 40 minutes. I do weights 3 days a week. Feels good. Hub says I'm hard to keep up with now because I move faster. That's a good thing. Keep doing it. He'll figure it out and he'll do whatever he has to do to keep up with you, my friend. Kathy, I'm doing my old buns and abs of steel videos and my tried and true Leslie Sansone workouts. They still get my heart rate up and I've lost 2 inches in my waist since starting 24. There you go, my friend. Mrs. Jam, sometimes you really don't want to exercise, but you have to show up to make it a habit. Okay, so here's what I do on the days where I don't feel like it, right? And here's a couple things you could do. So think about how you're going to feel immediately after. That's always the feeling we want to lean into. I don't feel like it before, of course, right? How am I going to feel after? And this is where I say keeping a journal is really great, because if you can journal after you work out about all the amazing things and benefits you just got from that workout, you lean into that comment to give you strength and the courage to just get it started. Once you get it started, you get past that 1 or 2 minutes, you're going to love the fact that you just got started. Here's another thing, that if you just have a day where you're like, God, I just feel like I just don't have it in me today to work out, lean into your fast. Remember, there's 3 pillars we work on here in this community: fasting long, feasting well, training smart. So on the days where you're like, I feel like my body just needs a break, that's totally fine. That's a legitimate reason, not an excuse to give yourself a break, right? You just give yourself a break if you need it. Lean into your fast. Fast longer. That's a great reason to fast longer, is on the days when you give yourself that opportunity to give yourself a break from a workout. Just go hula dancing workout DVD. Have fun. You just got a hula dancing one. Awesome, Tracy. That sounds fun. Susan, congratulations. Judy, yes. Ginger, I really enjoyed the live coaching yesterday in the midlife mindset shift course. I'm so glad I pulled the trigger and got in. Yeah, Ginger, I'm glad you got in too. If you're a graduate of the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, I highly recommend jumping into our midlife mindset shift course. Registration's open through the end of October. Just email me. I'll get you the link. You have to be a graduate of that course, the IF course first, because I need you to be on the same page with me, coaching wise, fasting wise, all the things, mindset wise, and then we dive deep into things in the mindset shift course for sure. So I'm glad you're with us. Susan, October 22 grad, the exercise consistency is the part I need the most mind shift work on. Fasting commitment is super strong. Feasting is great. This session is great. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, just make the decision, just like you did with everything else, that I want my body to stay functional, right? I want the ability to continue to participate in my life in a physical way. I don't want to have to wait for someone to do things for me because I didn't take care of myself. And that should be enough for you to get up and get going for sure. Lori, some days I think my exercise makes me more hungry. Of course it does, because you're asking more from your body. You're asking more from the energy tanks. So, it's just something you have to kind of like balance back out. And then some days you just need to refuel your body more. Suzanne, July grad. I'm down 60 pounds since the beginning of the year. Work out 5 to 6 days a week. Almost completely off blood pressure meds from 45 milligrams to 5 milligrams. Enjoying a much lower resting heart rate as well. Yeah, I bet you are, my friend. Look at that. 60 pounds since the beginning of the year. She's a grad from July, so that means she's going to keep it off. She works out 5 to 6 days a week and no blood pressure medicine she has to worry about. 5 milligrams, like that's going to go away in no time, my friend. So keep it up. Jude, just getting on. I played pickleball for 3 hours this morning. Fasted, felt great. 2 more hours until I feast. Wow, I need to get on the pickleball thing. Sounds like it's super fun. Sandy, you're welcome, my friend. Virginia, hi, October 22 grad. Many say to rest 1 day between strength training, but I do my 30-minute workout, then 10 count of strength training. So it's all consistent. Is this agreeable? Stop worrying about what other people are saying and only worry about what your body's telling you. If your body feels fine and you're seeing results and you can wake up every day and participate in strength training, then you're fine. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Just do what works for you, Virginia. It'll make things so much easier. Linda, mindset is everything. Thank you so much for your course. It has changed my life. I always love hearing that feedback. I can't stop to edit this because I'm exercising while listening. Awesome. Yeah, don't worry about it. We filter through typos and all those kind of things. So I can figure things out and decode and decipher because I'm a typo girl myself. So I always get the general gist of what you're saying. But when you guys come back and say the course changed your life, that warms my heart and soul. Like I can't even explain that to you. Weight loss is one thing. Getting off medication is also one of those things that warms my heart and soul. But to have your life change means that everything moving forward is going to be what it is you say you want for yourself. So Linda, you keep going after it, my friend. Lori, September IF grad and current mindset shift course member. Someone mentioned feeling free. I really do feel like a huge weight has been taken off my shoulders since learning from you. Lori, let me tell you why. It's because I have given you the permission, confidence, education, and experience to think for yourself. When you're free to think for yourself based on what it is you say you want, and then getting those results, then you don't have to wait on someone else to tell you what to do. You just get to do what works for you. That's where the freedom comes in, is when you have the permission, the experience, the education, and then you back that up with your own proof that everything is working. Your life is free. You are free. And so congratulations to you. It is the best feeling for sure. And then you just rinse and repeat. Miriam, hi Diane, I love your chat. Lost 35 pounds, no pain. Blood pressure is normal. Workout 4 times a day, and love it. 4 times a day or 4 times a week, maybe. Miriam, that's awesome. 35 pounds down, no blood pressure medication. Again, beautiful win for sure. Okay, so don't let this thing keep you from having everything you want in your life when it comes to your physique, ability to move, training goals, your future self, and how you show up for yourself, all the things. This part is going to get you everything that you say you want, or it's going to keep you from everything that you say that you want. So do the mindset work for sure. Yeah, I knew it was weak, my friend. See, I can decipher those things for sure. Okay, if you haven't done so yet, jump into class with us. It changes your life. It will help you rethink how it is you're showing up for yourself, and will help you shift through some of those mindset blocks that we all create. We all do it. I had them myself. And November is the last time we will be having the class in 2022. My graduates, don't be scared. Jump into the midlife mindset shift course with us. That's where we make the biggest shifts. We don't talk just about nutrition, and we don't talk just about fasting. We talk about all things in life that are holding us back, and we create those shifts so that we can be truly free for everything that we want to do for our future self. So if you need information about that, please feel free to reach out to me. All right, you guys, I am going to cool. Yeah, take notes for sure. I will see you guys on Monday. It's Halloween, I believe, on Monday. So I'll see you guys back here on Monday. And then I'll see you guys around, behind the scenes. From those of you who message me privately, I always love that. And for those of you who are going to be sending me some emails with questions, I'll be available to answer any questions for you. Otherwise, have a great weekend, you guys. Don't eat the trick-or-treat candy. That's not your candy. You're not trick-or-treating, so don't eat it. Not worth it. It's not good. Just bypass it this year. The first piece you eat is going to be the thing that sinks you in the continuous eating of the Halloween candy. Just make a commitment. I'm not eating one piece, and then stick to that commitment. We don't trick or treat. We don't get the Halloween candy. All right. What is the deadline for signing up for the November class? Need to wait for retirement payday. The deadline to sign up is November the 4th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're on my email list, I start sending emails out this weekend to invite you, to kind of remind you and share with you some of the benefits and features of joining class. If you're not convinced yet to jump in, the email week convinces you, hopefully, to jump in with us. So you have plenty of time. You have until the 4th for sure. Arriving late, July grad signed up for midlife mindset shift. I think it is. Is that what it is? MMC, hopefully. Don't worry about being late, honey. This is a recorded. You can catch it later. All right, I got to run. I'll see you guys later.